Well, gotta love technical difficulties and issues, but we are live! What is going on, guys? You are listening to Wrestling Rocks. I am Blake Carter, and I'm joined by Kyle Lepore. God damn, it has been a week since the last time we did a live show, and it feels great to be back. Everything is my fault, because I have been sick. I've not been able to make videos or anything. So all this is on me. So, Kyle, but wait, before I ask you, see how Kyle's doing. The music you are listening to right now is Chris Chaos himself with Image 6. Be sure to buy this. It is the Turning or Chasing the Tide. Really good album. Probably my favorite song on the album. It's called Back Off. You should hit them up. Get their CD. Kyle, how have you been, dude?
I've been pretty good, man. I've been just, watching some wrestling, that kind of shit, like stuff on the indies, Raw, SmackDown, that kind of thing. It's been pretty decent lately. I don't know, I mean, there's some gripes with it, some good things going on, but it's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw tonight, I'm not going to give it my rating, but it started off really good. I honestly really enjoyed it. I saw some people on Twitter, they were going on saying how the very beginning of Raw, it just seemed like it was just pointless comedy. And by the way, during Monday Night Raws, I'm going to be giving Kyle the Twitter information to Twitter, and we will be going with live, not updates, but giving our thoughts on Raw. I go on, and one thing I said today was, Raw's dying with a certain match. I thought that's what started going downhill. We say stuff like that. We don't give updates. We don't go, so-and-so won the match. We don't do that. We give our personal opinions. And then we come on the show. We don't look at any of the bickering or anything that we've said. We come on the show and we bicker. That's what we do. So, Kyle, I honestly thought tonight's Monday Night Raw, it was a good Raw. I thought from the past 2 weeks, I think this is the weakest Raw out of the past 3 weeks. But I still think it was a really good Raw.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's the weakest thing. It did have a few pretty big ups, though, but a good amount of downs, like kind of same thing, different day stuff, too, which wasn't great, but yeah, it was definitely an okay show.
Yeah, I think I love what they're doing with Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. I'm telling you, why would AJ Styles change up his ring attire? He's been rocking the red and blue and black since he's gotten here. He did wear the red and white, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it was at Mania? Red and white?
Yes, at Mania.
So, and he's been rocking blue and black. Why would he just out of nowhere change it to black and white?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think it's like a big deal. I don't think it's too much to look into, but it is definitely a possibility, and it could be a hint at a Bullet Club formation kind of thing. It's a possibility, especially without tonight, when we'll get into that when it happens. But it's definitely a big possibility at this point.
Yeah, there's a guy, I actually watch his podcast. His name's Justin Bailey. Check him out, The Best There Is podcast. I basically told, he's been saying that he thinks that Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson could form the Roman Empire.
What?
Because Roman is acting very heel, because he's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, or I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy. But I am the guy. I love hearing this 3 weeks in a row.
Every single week. Oh my god, it's painful.
I actually almost sent you a message, and I was going to say, what do you think he's going to say first? Because every mid-Raw, he has a segment where he'll come, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not the guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy, but I am the guy.
Yeah, the weird thing to me, though, too, is that before Mania, before he had the title, he was in non-stop matches, he was beating down Triple H, that kind of thing, and now, week after week, all you see from him, really, is just doing a promo, that's it. I mean, yes, he had the match with him and Bray Wyatt, yes, okay, that was a match, but still, all he really does is promos now. Like, he went from being in, matches and beating down people, that kind of thing, being like a badass, now looking like a weak heel. That's what he looks like now. Like, what's going on? What the hell happened?
Are you ready for what I'm about to say?
I'm scared for you.
I'm going to need you to actually, kind of sit down and be like, okay, what's going to happen here? All right, sit down. I'm actually kind of liking what he's doing. Okay. He's being very heelish. I like it. I'm not like, oh, my God, he's talking about tater tots. Oh, my God, he's trying to be a good guy. I like that he's being like a heel right now. I still hate the motherfucker. I hate that title's around him. But I'm kind of, digging what he's doing.
He really, though, this basically, like, tonight, though, really confirmed his heel turn, because he even said, like, he doesn't really, he basically was saying how he doesn't really care what the people think, all he cares about, like, because he was, like, he even said before, people didn't like him, like, the people didn't like him when he didn't have the title, now that he has the title, it's like, they will respect him kind of thing, basically, so it's like, it's starting to the point where, like, he doesn't care about the people anymore, he's being heelish, but, like, it's just a complete 180 from where you have, like, this guy who's beating down Triple H, the Authority, in matches nonstop, beating people down, to now just coming out doing a promo and saying the same thing, and he just looks like a weak heel at this point, especially him getting beaten down, that kind of thing. Which, I mean, yes, happens later, kind of spoiled it, but yes, later in the night, he gets beat down, and again, he just looks like a really weak heel. I don't get that.
He does look like a very, very weak heel, but here's the thing: he still hasn't turned heel. He's still a face.
Yeah, he still hasn't technically done.
And
yeah,
from a rumor that I saw, it said that there was going to be a double switch between Bray Wyatt or the Wyatt family and then Roman would turn. Well, with the whole rumors or with the whole injury of Bray Wyatt right now, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely up there what's going to happen.
He injured his injured his calf, and one of the issues, and a while ago, and I've been looking into this and watching shows about it. There was actually a they changed the mats for the ring, and well, needless to say, look at all the injuries. They're all leg injuries. Neville, Luke Harper, you could say Seth Rollins. You could. I mean, that's like a 50-50. And now a calf injury with Bray Wyatt. And if you realize today, they didn't have the same ring. They didn't have the video board. Did you realize that? You know how they have the video board in the ring? Or on the ring side?
Yeah, I noticed that.
They didn't have that today.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was them switching to the old ring. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It might not. But that was
maybe just because they were in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it was a short UK tour. It was a very short UK tour. So, with everything that's happening now, if you guys watched our videos, the Payback, some of the rumors are true. The whole the Bullet Club versus the New Day for the tag team titles is now gone. I think that's eliminated. I don't think we'll see the Bullet Club in a ring until after Payback. I think because next week is the Go Home show, and I think and when Payback's gonna be in Chicago, I can't wait for that.
That's interesting. That's gonna be great.
So, it's gonna be very interesting to see what Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson do, if they're going to help Roman Reigns out. And I hated that AJ Styles went up to him and tried to apologize because it immediately made him look weak, but he was trying to play the good guy role, and then Roman, you bring all your friends. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so there's a lot of weird things going on. There's a lot of weird things happening.
Here's great. This is good. Predictable stuff. Predictable is never bad, but if it's for the right reasons. Right now, would I like to see the Bullet Club? Yes, but then there's you that doesn't want to see the Bullet Club without Finn Balor. So maybe the whole Roman Empire could be a thing, and then them turn into the Bullet Club. Look, the only time I've ever heard about this whole Roman Empire thing is from Justin Bailey. So we are kind of blowing this out of proportion right now.
Yeah.
We are blowing this way out of proportion.
Even though what I did say about them kind of going against what happened in New Japan, where Bullet Club beats down AJ, and that's basically AJ's sign-off from the Bullet Club, I would still like to see Gallows and Anderson team with AJ to be the Bullet Club. I would love to see it. It'd be great, especially to have a thing, because of where AJ's at right now in the title picture, to give him the title, give Gallows and Anderson the tag titles, and let them run with that as, like, a faction of having, like, all the titles kind of thing. I would love to see that. I would rather see that than especially seeing, like, them form the Roman Empire. That would be ridiculous, and I would hate that more than anything. That would be the worst thing ever. But I would like to see them join AJ in the Bullet Club. I think it's interesting. Whether it's heel or face, I would rather be heel, but it's hard to see that happen. Like, say that does happen at Payback, for example. They interfere, help AJ get the title, and then they form Bullet Club there. I would hate to see it be face, but it would be hard for them to turn heel. Like it would be really hard for it just to go straight to heel turn, especially with where it's at right now.
Yeah, personally, I don't want to see it. I would like to see AJ, and like I've told you for weeks and weeks and weeks. New Japan Pro Wrestling, yes, smart fans watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, but what is the majority of the crowd week in and week out?
What is it? What
What?
was I'm sorry, my internet kind of messed up.
Wow, not paying
Yeah, my
attention.
internet kind of messed up there. No, okay, come on, man.
What the
What did you
hell
say?
is that? I'm sorry, I'm looking out my window and it looks like something's
What
like.
is what?
It looks like a fucking snake on my
Okay.
window. Okay, but back to what I was
God,
saying.
dude, what the hell?
Yo, it's snake
Yeah.
season here, dude. And I've already seen some rattlesnake skins.
What the hell?
Yeah, dude. And it's flooding, so the water
That's weird.
moccasins are gonna come out.
Dude, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
This is off topic, but tell me this logic:
Yeah.
a water moccasin hates
Correct.
the heat, right?
Right.
But guess where the modern water moccasins are mostly populated? In southeast Texas. This is where I live, and it is the hottest part. It is the hottest part of Texas, and this is where water moccasins
That's
are
weird.
located. Makes
That
sense, right?
makes no
So
sense.
since
Yeah.
so when they get hot, they get more aggressive. Gotta love, gotta
That's
love logic, right?
yeah, dude, makes total sense.
But I mean, then again, there is swamps here. But back to what I was saying, majority of crowds are the typical crowds, not the smart crowd. Yes, you do have the
Hmm.
smart fans that are like, "Here's like, well, this happened," but then again, this is WWE. This is a totally different product, different company, everything. So the Bullet Club is not a thing here. So it's easy to make it happen. So and that's all I'm gonna say
Yeah.
about it. It's really easy. But I get where you're coming from. But I don't think as many fans are like boo because they broke up. More fans are excited.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I'm excited for it. Like, dude, I saw what happened in New Japan. I mean, did it happen? Yes, but like I'm still excited for it. If they do it being with AJ, it'll be an amazing this it'll be great. Even if it's a three-man faction, they bring in another guy, that kind of thing. It'll still be great no matter what. It'll be great television and great to see in the ring.
And when AJ was walking up the ramp, it looked very hillish. Like I know why, because he wasn't turning around until he heard like him hit the mat. But it was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing, AJ? Or like, oh,
Yeah, it was
is
like
this
he
gonna
kind of
be
knew what
it?
was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, we won't see Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows wrestle until after Payback. What they're doing right now is kind of like the Shield, but they're not hidden from blackouts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but we can move on from this. Another big thing here's the first of the tag team tournament in the semifinals. Enzo almost said Doc Gallows. Enzo Amore and Big Cass move on to the finals, and they beat the Dudley Boys in it wasn't a great match, but you know what? The Dudley Boys made it a very intense match because of the whole how you doing, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So I thought it was a good match, and now the question comes up is, maybe Enzo and Cass didn't win the titles at NXT because they're gonna come up and win the titles here. Because it doesn't make sense to have two NXT wrestling teams, which you could do the Vaudevillains, but that would make Enzo and Cass look weak, right?
Yeah, it would, and I think they're getting too much. I mean, the Vaudevilles and Endzone Cast did come up at the same time, pretty much, right? So it's definitely like I don't know which team you'd rather make like look better, kind of thing, because it would either be a face versus a face or a face versus a heel, because Vaudevillains are heel, Enzo and Cass are face. So like, what would you rather have as like a main event? Would you rather have Enzo and Cass against New Day, where it'd be face against face? Or would you rather have the Vaudevillains against New Day, which is face against heel? I don't know. I'd rather Enzo and Cass. I think this is more entertaining, honestly, in the ring and outside the ring.
Well,
I think they bring a way better feud
here's
too.
a question now: who's more over?
The Vaudevillains or Enzo and Cass?
New Day
You're
or
talking
Enzo
about
and
between them?
Cass?
Oh wow, that
Because I made a post on
man.
this on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Wrestling Rocks with the Side of Geek, or just search Wrestling Rocks with the Side of Geek. And I said they're over. Like, it is unreal how they've
Yeah.
come in 3 weeks. There's gonna be one week where Cass isn't gonna have to spell out soft. He's gonna go to S and then you're gonna AWFT soft.
Yeah.
And I also, to be completely honest with you, Enzo and Cass and the New Day are probably the best. They're probably the best two. I don't want to say factions, but they're probably the best on the mic right now. Enzo is amazing on the microphone. So is all of New Day. I think all of New Day is amazing on the mic. It's because they feed off each other.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
I think what's killing Cass, and this is just like small stuff. I'm not hating on Cass at all. I think what's killing Cass is the fact that he's only saying one line. That's all he's doing. He's just like, Dudley boys, I must, says his shit. I don't know why I'm like going blonde right now. I feel like I'm just like, these guys don't know what they're talking about at all. Well, so
Yeah.
so Vaudevillains obviously won tonight. They've come in as a heel, and honestly, their match was boring. I didn't watch it all.
Yeah, I watched. I mean, it wasn't great, but I mean, I get it's just like you're trying to put them over. That's all they're trying to do. You got to put over the Volvos because they just got here. They need a team to get through, and they get through the Usos, which is their. I mean, it's weird to say, but they are like one of the best tag teams right now on the main roster. So it is a good team for them to go up against them for them to beat. It's definitely helping them get over more. But I never liked them even in NXT. I don't like them at all. Their gimmick is ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, they weren't over at all. And Matthew Clausen, I don't know if you're being sarcastic, if you're being for real, but if you are being for real, well, we're just. He says, "Dang, you guys are good. Why don't you have or Jave, but have more people watching?" Well, because we're just starting. We started it back in February, but hey, you like hearing what you're hearing? Hit that subscribe button. And if you're being sarcastic, well, sorry, man. If we're bad, I'm sorry. You can just go watch something else. But if you do like what you're hearing, thank you for the support. Hit that subscribe button. Tune in every Monday. But I don't like their gimmick. They're kind of like the Ascension. I mean, they get no
Yeah, I
reaction.
get that.
They don't get a reaction at all. But uh, I think if here's my theory. I don't think the Dudley Boys and Enzo and Cass feud's done. I don't. They're not
Yeah, I
gonna.
don't think so.
They're
Actually,
not.
what could happen?
I
Yeah,
was about to say what
I
you're.
think what
I
could
know
happen
what you're about to
definitely. Yeah,
say.
what are you gonna say?
I know what you're about to
What?
say.
What? Are you gonna say?
I don't
What am
think
I
they're
gonna
going to
say?
end this feud on Monday. I don't think that at all. I think what's going to happen is next Monday the Dudley Boys are going to interfere and cost them the match.
No, well, actually, wait, which match? You mean like for the number one
Wait,
contender spot?
is the finals match on Payback?
I was gonna say that yes, it's at Payback.
Then
I was gonna tell you
wait,
that.
time out. So Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson still have a chance to go up for the titles. If they do something, they could.
Yeah, that's a strong possibility. They definitely still because I can't. It would be ridiculous to not like because that'd be two pay per views in a row
Yeah,
where New Day
exactly. That'd be
don't even defend the
two.
titles.
The last time they defended it was
That
on a
would not.
Raw.
That's not good.
If they
It's not
really
good.
do that, unless or what they could do is have it where the finals are that day and then have the tag team titles that night. But I
Yeah.
think Extreme Rules is 2 weeks after Payback. I do believe it's in
Wow,
the same month.
that's soon.
It is, but I do think it's in the same month. I'm not 100% sure. But there's still that possibility. And again, this is all rumors that we did earlier. And I think it's actually our last like rumor story that we did. Oh, I'm for real and I'm already subscribed. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. If you become one of a regular viewer, you for sure. I love seeing you around. Hopefully we grow and you'll be here forever. Hopefully soon we'll be able to have phone lines and you guys can call in. But as of right now, there really isn't a point. I mean, as of right now, we only have 2 or 3 viewers, so really isn't a point to open up the lines. But we're wanting to get a phone line. We're wanting to do all that where we can have you guys interact with us. But man, I'm lost. But they could do that where have the finals match for the number one contendership and then the title match in the same pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think that'd be great, but I don't know if they'll do it because like they already have like it's basically the tag team tournament for who faces the New Day kind of thing. It's even sponsored by Bootios, so I don't know if they'll do. I think they definitely should defend their titles at Payback, but the only way they would do it is if next week we have like Gallows and Anderson like beat them down pretty much. That's like the only way I can see it happening because like there's no other teams that can do it. There's no one else they would go up against. I can't see it happening.
There would
with
be no
else.
point to beat them down next week because right now it's that whole circle of well. Gallows and Anderson are beating down Roman Reigns and the Usos. Excuse me. And So there really isn't a point right now to do that. It would be a total 180. Now they could do that because it could be like we're just helping out a buddy this week and we're gonna go after the New Day this week and title match, and then let's
Yeah.
say the Bullet Club wins, and then they
Hmm.
help out AJ Styles. Then that leaves that question of the whole rumor of the Shield getting back together. I don't know.
That's true, but I don't know, man.
There's so much like on the table right now with the rumors and everything that's happening, and we have the go home show next week. Honestly and truthfully, I am kind of excited for Payback. I haven't been excited for a pay per view since Royal Rumble. The only reason I was excited for the Royal Rumble is because I knew
Really,
Roman
you're
was going to
excited for
lose.
Payback?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
actually look.
there's not even that much going on.
Yeah, dude, there is so
Really, there's
much
not.
going on. You have AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. We don't know if Roman Reigns is going to
Yeah.
win or lose that match. I'm excited because AJ Styles is in the final or in the main event. And we don't know if AJ is going to win. We don't know if Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson are going to come back or going to come up and help him. You have the women's title, which we're going to touch on that right after this, after what I'm saying. We had the women's matches, which got a lot more interesting. The tag team tournament, which now is kind of like and it's kind of like I left the Joe Cronin show for this, and I think it was worth it. Wow, Matthew, thank you a lot. I actually watched Joe Cronin. I watch
Oh.
him. I watch his Out of Nowheres and his Monetize This. I try not to watch his Monday night reviews because I have a tendency of like listening to their opinions and being like, oh, this is what I want to happen. I'm gonna say what they say. I don't want to be known for that, but thank you a lot. That actually really means a lot because I know Joe Cronin is big. So, yeah, really, thank you a lot. So, man, I'm actually kind of lost right now what I was saying. No, but yeah, the women's title is looking good. I actually have the card right here. You have the women's title, then you have the Intercontinental title, which the only reason I'm excited for is because of Cesaro. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens, or
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. That's going to be a good match. It's just It's just something to throw up. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn looks really good,
Hmm.
and Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Ziggler's going to put over Corbin, and then the possibility of the League of Nations versus the Wyatt family. But another reason why I'm excited is because, let's be honest, the Monday Night Raws have been really good. They have. You really can't deny that. Monday Night the Raws have been really good. I've really enjoyed them. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I have too, but yeah, I really enjoyed them too. But I mean, yeah, the card for Payback does look good. I'm not really excited for the entire card. Like, I mean, AJ and Roman, yeah, that's going to be good. Kevin Owens and Zayn, that's going to be good. And Jericho and Ambrose, that'll be the number one contender match for the tag team titles, that'll be good too. It'll be a good pay per view, but like it's not really something I'm like excited for. Like I can't wait to see. Like it was like that for. I mean, Takeover Mania, yes, it's Mania, yes, it's Takeover, but still though, those are just like those pay per views were. I mean, not even just like because it's Mania, but because like the card was great to see what was going to happen. We weren't sure. Takeover, the card was great. I couldn't wait for that. But like Payback, I'm kind of just like. And like I'm happy to see it, but just I mean, like it can come and go. Honestly, for me, I don't know. I'm not like crazy for it to happen. Am I gonna watch it? Am I gonna enjoy it? Yes, but it's not. I'm not really just like excited to really see it. I don't
This is
know.
why I'm more excited for it. Matthew, if you have anything you're wanting to say it in the chat, dude. We will be sure to debate or talk with you. The reason why I'm excited for it is because they're telling the stories correctly, dude. There's actually story. For Mania, it was like what can we do? Let's do this. And they would put up bad stories. Honestly, what was the best storyline out of all of that? It was Undertaker and Shane, and that was still a weak story.
That's true. Yeah.
They're actually telling the stories this time. Like you have the tag team tournament. Really the only storyline that there is the whole Dudleys and Enzo and Cass, and that's why I strongly think that Enzo and Cass aren't going to come out of that as the number one contenders. I think the Dudleys are going to stop them, and we're going to see a tables match at Extreme Rules, like what I did.
I think that's a possibility. It's a strong one. I could definitely see that. And that'd be cool to see. But could you imagine the Vaudevillains winning and them like starting a feud with New Day? You know how ridiculous that would look. Do you understand how bad that would look? Honestly,
If the Vaudevillains go up,
if the Vaudevillains win.
well, if it's because of the Dudley boys, it doesn't make them look weak.
No, not even that. It's just like it's them going up against New Day in like promos and that kind of thing. It's like imagine like seeing that on Raw and that it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna look
It
so
might be
bad.
bad, but then again, look what pay per view we're at. We're at Payback.
Yeah, but oh man,
You're waiting
I don't
for
like the Volvo. I'm just so against them so much.
you're
I don't
waiting
like them.
for Extreme Rules because of the stipulations. Well, let me ask you this, Matthew: who do you think's gonna win at Payback in the main event? Well, look,
That's such a toss up, man. But yeah, let's get back on
you
topic.
can't end the story like this though. You can't just say,
No,
okay,
yeah,
well,
I
they
agree with
wrestled
that.
during the tournament, that's it. Then we would go back to the classic Raws of where it's kind of like, really,
Yeah,
this
I
is it.
definitely agree with. I definitely agree. I could definitely see the Dudleys interfering and them having a feud with Enzo and Cass. There's no way that feud's over. It's just like, why does the team that has to win be the vaudevillains, man? It's just I'm just so against them. I can't. I'm like I have tunnel vision against them, man. I just don't like them. It seems like I'm against New Day. It's like because I want to see a team that can dethrone the New Day, and I think Enzo and Cass can be that team. I don't think Vaudevillains are that team at all. I think New Day's just going to stomp over them if we do see the Dudleys end up like pretty much like interfering, making Enzo and Cass lose a match, kind of thing. I don't foresee Vaudevillains beating New Day. I could see Enzo and Cass being the team to dethrone the New Day. But I mean, I would say them against the Dudleys though would be a lot more entertaining.
I agree. I completely agree. I don't see the Vaudevillains dethroning them, and I don't think they would dethrone them. I think it'd be one of those like matches where it's kind of like, okay, good match. Because here's the thing: the Vaudevillains could put together a good match. It's just their gimmick is bad. So
It's awful.
I could see the New Day versus the Vaudevillains being a good match. New Day coming out on top. Dudley Boys, Enzo and Cass finish out their rivalry and their storyline, and then you go into Money in the Bank and have that, and have the Enzo and Cass versus the New Day. I could see Enzo and Cass winning it, but I don't know. I would honestly like to see Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows beat them out.
I would too.
And
That's why.
Matthew,
That's what I was actually saying. I said that last week too about sorry, but like I was saying that last week about like when they beat down the Usos. I really thought they were gonna like take the Usos spot in the tag team tournament. That's what my prediction. I was gonna say they were gonna do that, win the tournament, then face New Day, then win the titles. That was my prediction right there. But that got kind of thrown out because Usos still competed tonight. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Matthew
That's just
Claus
what that was my opinion. I thought that could have happened.
Matthew
But yeah, what
Clausen
Matthew said.
says either Roman will win and turn heel, or Styles will win and turn heel with the Bullet Club, but Styles will not win the match clean. I agree with that, and that's also scary. But I don't want to see you. I don't mind seeing AJ Styles turn heel. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind doing the whole Bullet Club thing, but it does make him look weak because he can't beat Roman Reigns straight up. But
Well,
if
I mean, their feud can continue, and then he can end up beating him straight up eventually.
Yeah, but if Roman wins, then how does he turn heel?
I mean, the Bullet Club can interfere after the match. I mean, that's a possibility. Like Roman Reigns could win, and then Bullet Club comes out and beats him down, and then the feud kind of still goes on. I mean, that's a
No, you're not
possibility.
getting my question. How does Roman Reigns turn heel?
Oh my bad. Well, I, I don't. It's hard to say because it's really hard to say because it's like they've been pushing him for face so long, and now that he has the title, now it's like okay, well now he's just going to heel. I mean, it's kind of like he's going more into heel, but then at Payback, if he gets beat down by Bullet Club, then uh, I don't. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I don't know how he can go heel. It's like I said. It's just this whole thing is like because there's so many possibilities of what can happen. That's the problem. So many things like we're predicting so many different like possibilities of like, and it's hard to like wrap my mind around which one could happen. And if that happens, then what? It's like it's a whole crazy thing. It's like pinball in my head, man.
Yeah. The biggest rumor and the only way he could, in my opinion, turn heel is if the Shield comes back. But just imagine this story. All right, Roman Reigns champion, right? Around Money in the Bank.
Right.
Seth Rollins comes out one Monday Night Raw with his belt. Says, "I'm the champion. I was never beaten. You were just holding
Oh,
the
it's like a
belt."
CM Punk kind of thing,
Yes, but
basically.
not so much. The only reason the whole CM Punk thing happens because he was
Yeah.
quote unquote not contracted with the company anymore.
Yeah, I got you.
So I would like to see that, and then Seth would immediately become the face, and you could do Roman as a heel then. But it's just so hard to say how can we have Roman as heel. That is so hard.
Man, I'm trying, man. I don't know. I don't know what can happen. I don't know. I don't know what can happen because it's like I said, there's rumors of Reigns going heel and then that kind of thing. And there's rumors of the Shield and like returning and forming again. There's rumors of AJ going heel and rumors of Bullet Club like forming. Like there's so much possibilities. That's the problem. It's hard to make one prediction and say like what could happen there. I don't know, man.
You know, Matt, I
I'm
agree.
trying. I'm trying to like think about this.
Matthew, I agree with you. He could, and this is what Matt said. He could just be like you, or not be like. He could be like you guys always boo me. Fine, boo me. I don't care anymore. But then again,
That's basically what he's doing.
he's kind of doing that now, but he's still a face because he's still wrestling for the females and kids. So he's I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the whole Bret Hart thing. He was a heel in America, but when he came to Canada, he was a face. So in a way, we are Canada, and the kids and females are America, or you flip flop it. I mean that sounds
Yeah,
dumb, but I mean that's just how it is. But we can talk about this more later. I mean we've talked about this night in, night out, every week. Let's move on to the women's division.
Yeah, let's do that.
So they did have an 8-man tag or 8-women tag team match. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the storylines. Natalya will get her rematch at Payback against Charlotte. And Charlotte kept saying, well, you know I'm going to do the same thing I've always done. I'm not going to lose because of my dad. Well, she says, Bret Hart will be at ringside with Natalya at Payback. This is huge. I think it's amazing, but here's the two outcomes. At first I said when Natalya just won the title. But then again, Charlotte's been very weak. She looks very weak. Right, Kyle?
Yes. She looks extremely weak, especially like week night in, night out, man. Even every pay per view, man. Every single time.
This could be the pay-per-view that Charlotte wins clean. And then you have that whole, okay, she finished strong. Now she looks strong. Could have that, or you might see Natalya actually win the title. And if Natalya wins the title, honestly, she deserves it. It's not who I would want with the title. But then again, I don't want her with the title. As of right now, I want Charlotte to hold the title until SummerSlam. I want her to hold it until SummerSlam, and then she starts saying after SummerSlam is not a champions, she'll be going on, I'm gonna have this for a year, blah blah blah, and then Sasha Banks beats her, and then at SummerSlam or the night after SummerSlam, you see Bayley come up. I would love to see that. But I wouldn't mind Natalya as champion because she really does deserve it, and she's always been in the back and thrown to the side of the curb or kicked to the curb when it comes to being very talented. And man, she really does deserve it. She can wrestle. And I think one of the problems she had during the whole Divas era is she wasn't the typical diva. She could wrestle. None of the other divas could really wrestle. And by the way, speaking of divas, Total Divas, after this season in October, we will have Total Bellas. This has been rumored. I didn't report on it because I didn't think it was anything crazy. But Total Bellas is a thing. And Matthew says, by the way, I can't stand Charlotte. She just feels like a female, or I don't know what that understands. Oh, okay. Ric Flair, female Flair. She has no personality, but I'm Ric Flair's daughter. Honestly, I think she's an outstanding heel. I can't stand her, but that's great because I think she's great at what she does. I do think that having Ric Flair doing what he does is not good. I think that makes her look weak, but I love her gimmick right now as heel. I love it. But again, Natalya deserves it. I strongly think she deserves it. But you can go ahead, Kyle.
I definitely think I could see her take. Yeah, I could definitely see her taking the title at Payback though. But yeah, Charlotte. I mean, she's not even just an outstanding heel. She's an outstanding face too. She's great at either one. And that's awesome because you don't see a lot of people being able to do that. And yes, is their gimmick right now with Ric Flair kind of iffy as like basically the whole thing is I'm Ric Flair's daughter. That's basically it kind of thing. Yeah, but that's like you could either have a strong heel or you could have a weak heel kind of thing. And she's a weak heel, but she's also playing it perfectly, and that's her role right now. And I'm fine with that. I think her character right now is great. I really like seeing it. When she gets on the mic, it's great. When she's in the ring, it's great. And do I like Ric Flair interfering all the time? No, but like I said, it's a weak heel. What do we see with Seth Rollins? We saw the Authority interfering all the time, but people loved him as a heel. That's basically what she's like how Seth Rollins was and how people like that were. That kind of thing. Just people like having people at their back to help them keep the title, win matches, that kind of thing. That's all it is right now.
Yeah,
And
yes.
it might be shitty to some people, but that's what it is.
Yeah, Seth Rollins had the Authority interfere all the time, but here's the thing. Yes, the Authority, but what happened whenever he had his two little security guards leave, It
Mm-hmm.
immediately, Seth Rollins was winning legitly, and it made him look strong. I think the whole gimmick with Ric Flair is just for the time being because I honestly think Rick is there because he's having like this, father daughter thing going on, and it gets him out of the whole thinking about his son and out of bars because he was a major alcoholic since his son passed away. So I think right now it's just kind of like their thing, so family type thing, and the moment that she loses the title, she'll turn on her dad and he'll leave and won't do anything. And I think that's going to be at SummerSlam. But I honestly cannot wait for the women's title match. To be honest, the tag team and women's division is probably my favorite division right now. I love what they're doing with the women's division. Um, Again, I've said it just a second ago. I think Charlotte should keep the title until SummerSlam. But then again, that's what the prediction show next week is for. And Matthew says, I guess. And by the way, if you're thinking I'm just a kid that doesn't know anything about wrestling, and I'm just like John Cena, but that's not true. I didn't think that at all. Um, I
Yeah,
was
neither did I.
I was a kid not long ago. I'm 19 years old. I was a John Cena fan back in '08. I mean, I was, oh my god, John Cena, oh my god. Now I can't stand the guy because I've kind of
I
like
still
got.
like him, man.
Yeah, I like what he did with the U.S. title. I hate his character. I think
I don't
everyone
know,
can come
man.
up with that though.
I still like him. Yeah, I understand that. And one thing I do want to say though, you bring up about the tag division, how great in the division that kind of thing. One thing I love seeing is I want like okay, real quick. Let's look at the payback card real quick. Okay, some of it at least. Forget Reigns and AJ. I want to say for one, Charlotte and Natty, we have NXT right there. The tag team number one contender match, we have NXT there. Baron Corbin against Dolph Ziggler, NXT. What other matches we have that have NXT in it? Because like NXT is really taking over Payback. If you look at the card, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, there's more NXT. Almost every match at Payback has NXT in it. You see how much it's taking over, and that's awesome to see. I love seeing the young talent really take over.
I
It's
agree.
awesome to see, man.
Yeah, I
I love
agree.
seeing it. Like I said, like you could look at the whole card. Like almost every single match, except like maybe like two or three, have NXT in it, and I love that so much. The young talent, like I said, just taking over and seeing just like this new blood instead of us seeing like the whole like all the old guys, the same thing, same feuds, all that stuff. It's great to see like new blood.
Yeah. WrestleMania 31, they did the whole panel thing, for SummerSlam, and Triple H said that the only match at WrestleMania 31 that didn't have NXT stars or people that came up from NXT was was the match between him and Sting.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Apollo Cruz faced off against Heath Slater, another total, I'm gonna make you look strong match. They tried to put a stipulation on the line, but we all knew how the ending was gonna come. And then Baron Corbin went
Of
off
course,
against Fandango or Fandango,
Fandango.
and Corbin looked strong. Kind of made the Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin feud get a little bit stronger. I'm honestly enjoying that feud, that they're just beating each other's ass. So right now, Baron Corbin, I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin, but it's making me kind of like Baron Corbin right now. There's really not a lot to talk about. The main event was Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, which I don't know. The past two main events I have not liked, not at all. I have not. I think that's what made the Raws go downhill. Last week I gave it a 7, and this week I'm gonna give it a 6. I think the night after Mania was an 8. So what do you guys think about WWE changing Gallows' name back to Luke instead of Doc? No. Wait, did they do that? No, they didn't. Wait, did they?
Yeah, they did. He's Luke Gallows. Yeah, they did.
What?
He's Luke Gallows.
I told.
Yep, they did
Oh,
that.
I totally thought it was. Oh my god. I'm not lying to you. And I've heard it 100 times. I totally thought it was Doc Gallows.
It is in New Japan. He was Doc Gallows there. Even in like when he was in TNA, he was Doc Gallows. But no, it's Luke Gallows.
No, but like
For here, I don't know what.
I've heard him say. I'm like, oh, it's Luke Gallows, and I'm still like calling him Doc. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I was his original name Luke Gallows whenever he was in the part of the CM Punk little.
Yeah, Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, was he Luke Gallows then?
I'm almost I think it was Luke Gallows then.
It
Yeah.
is time
I think
to
he
go
was.
on Google and look it up.
I'm almost positive. Let me think about this. I'm almost positive because I remember.
So I'm going to need you to continue this while I look this up.
That's fall. Man, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm really trying to think.
Yeah, it was Luke Gallows.
I'm almost positive it was Luke Gallows. Was it?
was.
Yeah. Okay, it was.
Well.
And then he left, became Doc Gallows, now he's back as Luke Gallows.
Well, here's the thing. Him coming back as Luke Gallows, the only people that are going to know about all that is the smart fans. The casual fans aren't going to know about that. I mean, for God's sake, I was around when all that happened. I was watching wrestling, and I didn't know that. So
was I, yeah.
So they sneaked one by us there. But
yeah,
there isn't a lot to talk about. Matthew, if you have anything you're wanting us to talk about before we go, because I got a phone call to make with a certain someone.
No, okay.
So I'll give you like 10 seconds, and I'm going to see. So, well, Kyle, what would you give tonight's Monday Night Raw? Matthew, same question. Scale 1 to 10, what would you give Monday Night Raw?
Let's see. Scale from 1 to 10. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to agree with you with this one. I'm going to give it a 6. It wasn't a great show. It was a good show, though. Did it have its ups and downs? Yeah, but I mean, what are you going to do? It's not going to be perfect right now, I guess. It's just, I mean, I'm curious on. Like, first, another thing that we didn't even touch on is what happened to the U.S. title? What's going on there? Like, we have seen nothing on it. All we saw with Kalisto was him and Sin Cara in their match in the tag team tournament against someone who I can't think of at the moment. I just know they were in the tournament. They lost. I don't know what happened with the U.S. title. There's like nothing on that. There you go. So
injured, him getting injured, by the way, was part of the script. He wasn't. No, that was scripted.
Okay.
So that wasn't. He's not hurt. I don't know what is going on with it, and Matthew gives it a 5 out of 10.
They're doing nothing.
That's what's crazy. Nothing like, what the hell? Are they waiting for Cena to come back?
How do you? Oh, I don't know, but how do you go from Cena defending it weekly, being an amazing champion, and now we have Kalisto who has done nothing?
Oh yeah, we
literally nothing with that.
We were getting pay-per-view matches every week.
Every single week, man. He gives some people a chance and that kind of thing. And Kalisto, it's like the best thing we had, which is bad to say, was him and Del Rio. That was the best thing we've seen.
Then again, that's his only.
I don't know what they're doing with it at all.
I have no By the way,
and tag team title match.
To everyone listening, there's an interview out. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. There's an interview out with Miles and Ryback. The interview basically states, you're going to hear it for a second. I got to turn it off. You guys can't hear it. The interview basically states, and Ryback is basically saying how unhappy he is with what his character is at. Let me see if I can't even paste it. What is this? Come on. Don't be like this. Let's go. Copy. There you go. Come on. It's not even letting me get in my chat. There we go. Paste. There it is. If you're wanting to watch that, it didn't even give you a link. Oh yeah, it did. If you're wanting to listen to that, skip to about 1 minute and 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I'll let you. Let's see. 1 minute.
To be in doubt.
Yeah, 1 minute, 15 seconds. He'll start talking about it. And before we go, be sure to hit that like button if you do enjoy what you are listening to. Be sure to also subscribe. That way you never miss a show. Monday nights are the Monday Night Review. Thursday is the next big thing. We cover NXT and probably more than likely Lucha Underground. And then all week long, we do have news, rumors going out 24/7. The music you are listening to is from Chris himself and Image 6. Next big thing is still, or not next big thing, Side of Geek is still in the air. We're thinking about having another show. So, Be sure to also follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Wrestling Rocks, or at Wrestling Rocks, facebook.com/Wrestling Rocks with the Side of Geek, or just search Wrestling Rocks with the Side of Geek. For Kyle Laporte, I am Blake Carter. Matthew Clausen, you said you subscribed. I'm counting on you that you did. I love you, man. Thank you for saying all the kind words, and until next time, peace out.